I've tried to film the intro to this video multiple times, in Morocco multiple times, and now back in London. Let me explain what happened on the Morocco trip and how it came about, and hopefully create somewhat of a distraction to what is currently going on in the world with the virus. From the very beginning, 2 years ago in 2018, Brendan Vanson invited me on a trip to Morocco, and I've been looking forward to it ever since. If you don't know who Brendan is, he is a travel photographer, he has a YouTube channel. One of his main business areas is running photography workshops. So when we left for the trip at the very beginning of the month, it was a very different landscape to what it was halfway through the trip. And evidently we then cut the trip short and made it back to London. But for the most part, during that trip, we saw some incredible sights. I got some great footage and some great photos, and I want to share that with you today. This video kind of jumps from location to location, but I hope you enjoy the scenes and I hope you enjoy the photos from it. So I want to give a massive shout out to Brendan. He was an absolute trooper throughout the whole trip. I do not envy the position he was put in logistically and having to work out all of the details and the plans. So a huge thank you to Brendan. Please go and check out his channel, subscribe, leave some comments, go and support his work. His business has taken a huge hit, and I really do admire the work that he's putting in. By the way, just a quick mention, unfortunately I wasn't able to do like an official announcement of this, but at the very start of the trip, Hasselblad loaned me an X1D II, which I took to Morocco. So you'll see it throughout the video. I don't really have too many thoughts on it. I wasn't able to use it that much, but it is in there if you have interest. Let's roll on with Morocco. Hopefully you enjoy these scenes. Hopefully they're a distraction to the world, and we will jump in halfway through. Back to the square that I was at last night. There's people are coming.
Say something about bad Morocco, okay? See, Morocco is good. You are welcome, everyone.
Of course Morocco's good.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it. What's your name?
Joe.
Joe, where are you from?
From London.
Yeah, thank you so much, London. We love you.
Yes.
No, I'm Berber from Sahara, the desert.
Yes.
You are welcome to Marrakech. Thank you so much, London.
Yes.
We love you, London.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I love you,
Merci
London.
beaucoup. I told you. Anyway, I'm out shooting with Robert, and we've kind of split off from the group, I guess, and just chasing the light because we think we've got similar shooting styles, and so far I think we've kind of, yeah, we're not like in each other's way, we're not getting different shots or whatever. Oh, friend's back.
Yeah, sorry, what's the name of channel?
I'll give you a postcard.
Yeah, thank you so
yeah,
much.
Hold on.
Thank you.
There we go. Alright, so that's the friendly personality that I'm talking about. People will come up, they'll see the camera, and I think it's the microphone. That's what kind of makes people think like, broadcast, something special, National Geographic. And yeah, they just want to share that they love Morocco, and that guy clearly said it from the start. By the way, this is a very dirty filter. Hold on. guy who stopped by earlier, he gave us a recommendation to come up this place. It's like a little restaurant-y sort of drinks bar or whatever. Said you got great views. He was not lying. The drinks are expensive, but anywhere with a view, of course. You know, views create queues.
And we're moving towards Casablanca.
We've been driving for about 7-8 hours or so today, and we're coming fairly close to sunset. We managed to find just a little stopping point, so we've all pulled off to explore this view. We're almost at our destination. Not far now. We started super early this morning in Chefchaouen and just been exploring all of the blue streets and the empty quietness before it all awakens. Just spent a couple of hours getting some shots around, so I'll throw those on the screen now. It's always nice when you come to an area for the first time and explore it before it actually wakens, because you get to see it in its, I guess, raw, natural beauty. And then of course on the way back, when you go to breakfast, the light starts to come out and you get all these different pockets of light and you can capture images and sort of subjects in various areas. And of course people start going to school, going to work, and the place just kind of awakens, and so do your images. You can almost tell a story throughout that narrative. But yeah, just led a group of 4 people. I say led. We just all kind of walked together. None of us knew really where we were going, we were just exploring. And now it's breakfast.
Sí, tonto. Eres un tonto.
Con este o este o este, como quieras.
¿Ah, sí?
Sí, eso es como un queso.
Sí, ya sé.
I've just come up onto the terrace of our, it's not really a riad, it's definitely not a hotel, it's more like a homestay type place. It's just such a great view. I've never really been to this type of place. I know there are many places around the world who have similar vibes and whatever, but this is, I'll admit, this is my first time experiencing this type of location. And by that I mean a location that is covered all in the same color. So as you probably noticed, and I haven't addressed it yet, but it's blue. Everywhere is blue. Now there is some history to this, and I believe there's also some kind of mixed history and different sort of stories behind this. When the Jewish community fled into Africa and into Morocco, and a lot of the few original settlers, they painted these houses in blue. Blue being a symbol for the Jewish community and a welcome opportunity, and it let others know that this was a safe space. What happened was it attracted more communities and more people wanted to visit, and over time that's then changed into tourism and other things. But essentially it became a sort of signature colour and a bit of a character for this location.
Hence why everywhere is a certain shade of blue. Doesn't matter what type of shade of blue, it's just blue in some way. On a technical note, some of the people in our group, they are struggling with the white balance because their cameras are floating it all over the place, unsure what the blue is really meaning on the sensor. So I have actually just set mine to pure sun, and yeah, things are coming out fairly natural. I'm enjoying it here. It's very chill, it's very relaxing, very calm. It is very hot. I can feel the UV. I'm gonna head back in now. And then later we are heading up onto the hill. There's a mosque up there, and I believe we should be able to get some good sort of sunset imagery, and I might even slow things down and follow suit with Brendan and some of the other landscape photographers and slow things down with some filters. I don't have a tripod with me, but I have got my clamp, and yeah, we'll see how the images take us. Anyway, it's very hot. I'm going down. We're currently hiking up the hill towards the mosque, the one that we saw earlier, and every step of the way, not only is it a good place to catch your breath, but it's also a different view, and I am loving the haze that we've got just behind the sort of peak and the edge of the, I guess, the rim of the mountain. It's almost a mountain. It looks, yeah, it looks big enough. I'll call it a mountain. And yeah, just the overwhelming hue of blue. It's great. It reminds me of Italy. The geography of Morocco actually makes sunrise and sunset times quite manageable for me. So as you know, I'm not a morning person, but sunrise is about 7:30 AM and sunset is around 7:30 PM. Sometimes a little bit earlier, depending on the time of the year, but generally speaking, it evens out throughout most of the year. So yeah, I find it's not too ridiculous. It's definitely manageable within a good shooting day. The situation is weird. I'm not sure where this video is going to be going, if we're starting here, if we're jumping onto the previous one, but this Morocco trip has been thrown to the wind, shall we say. Spirits are high, but just a little update on what's happening. The borders have been closed, the flights have been cancelled, things have been changing. There have been a few sort of turning points during this trip, of course, because of the virus. For me, I've been pretty chill about this, kind of take it as it comes. If there's no information out there, then there's very rarely information you can go and mine and get. So there's no point like hacking away at the companies to get stuff. If they have nothing to say, there's nothing coming out. So I'm generally just kind of like taking things as they are, not panicking, but just, you know, keeping an eye on things. Europe, unfortunately, has gone on lockdown. Things have rapidly changed. So yeah, but anyway, so we're in Fes at the moment, and Brendan has been doing all of the logistics and the legwork for all of these travels.
Yeah.
My heart goes to you, man.
Yeah, usually it's much easier than this.
Yeah. So yeah, this is my first time on one of Brendan's workshops, and there's been a lot. There's been a lot to go on, but for the most part, we're taking today pretty well. Plans have changed. What are we doing later?
We're just we're gonna try to go to Rabat, I think, because it's closer to a bunch of airports, and we'll see if we can get out of the country. And if not, Rabat's cool. We'll take some pictures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've never been to Rabat, so.
Yeah. Might as well.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's do it.
So if you haven't already, go and check out Brendan's channel. I'm sure you're going to get this video out way before me.
Maybe not,
So
man. I'm way behind.
I think it's
Yeah.
going to be there. So yeah, go check out Brendan's channel, subscribe, and leave a little comment. Oh my god, you are so cute.
So I hope you enjoyed a lot of those scenes from Morocco. I had a great time. It's a shame we had to cut it short by about a week, but given the circumstances, we made it out. In the grand scheme of things, it was undramatic. It was just a case of queuing up for a few hours, getting the information that we could, and heading home. Going forward, I don't know what videos I'm going to be putting on the channel. Leave your suggestions. We're all obviously in this together. Any support you can give. You may have noticed that I opened up memberships to the channel at the start of the year. If you would like to become a member of the channel, it just helps support the way that content is going forward, because obviously the world's business has been cut short. We got to find ways to continue on and monetize in the same way that we normally would. If you can, I would of course hugely appreciate it, but nothing on the channel is going to change. I'm still going to keep putting out the videos the same way that I do. So yeah, this is a weird one. I'm not sure when I'll be traveling again. Our Japan trip, our Thailand trip, we've cancelled. We are staying put in London, and for the most part, we are continuing the same way we normally do. Quite often, there are days on end that we don't leave the flat. I think now we're just going to be conscious that it's even more days. I feel like I haven't touched anything in about 3 weeks. My hands are as dry as they've ever been, but we all have to play a part. If we think outwardly, we care about the world rather than thinking selfishly and of ourselves. In turn, we all look after each other. So stay safe, everyone. Keep washing your hands. Don't touch a damn thing, and help everyone out. Those who are maybe not technology minded, help them with deliveries online. Keep your distance from people, and generally just look out for each other. I'm going to leave some resources in the description, by the way, so do check out some of those links. Some of the stats and numbers that I've been following, they really help sort of give mental clarity on how things are changing, and I find them useful. Hopefully you will as well. And yeah, we'll see you on the other side of this. So who knows? But anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. See you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, we're gonna leave now. Okay, we're gone. That was pretty easy. 3 hours in line. No big deal.
Gone wrong, but right on so many ways.
Yeah, wrong but right. I mean, in adventure trips, it's not going right unless it's going wrong.